Hey, thumbnail alert. This is my first video, and stay tuned. I hope this grabs your attention because you're about to witness my first ever tarot reading. Look forward to it and hope you like it. Hi guys, my name is Mr. Monster G, and I have started this channel called Leo's Gallery, which is a parent account, if you will, that will just house and embody all of my nonsense, anything that I feel like talking about, showing about, just advertising my work. I am an artist. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, this is my first video, I think, as a voiceover / actual footage. This is my space for the time being. It's a little cozy corner that I'd like to just introduce you to. This is just my nonsense and things that I like, really. Perfumes, art, books, tarots. This video will be just me exploring into the tarot world, really. Always had an interest in the words of spirit, connecting with the universe, and just feeling a little more connected within the soul journey, if you will. This video will be a connecting with your spirit guide. I will be explaining the exercise a little later. Just wanted to talk about me first, just since I haven't really spoken on the channel and a little shy. I'll come out of that shell slowly, but for the time being, I'll be working with my hands and my voice, as cringy as probably is. We all have to go through it at some point. I have a voice recorder. You'll be seeing me on video, and yeah, see how it goes. This channel, or space I'd like to say, is my little corner. I like to video, take photos and draw, and I like to share that and just see what kind of community I can encompass or gather, if you will. I don't know what encompass truth definition is, so that's irrelevant, but just people who I can gather around that have same interest as me, that want to talk, connect, share amongst each other, just all the nice jazz that comes along with YouTube. But I'm going through a transformation, if you will, just finding myself within, the confidence, the words, and just being able to learn a bit more about me. And I thought that this channel and this exercise of doing voiceovers and doing videos of myself will probably, you know, help me be more confident in my voice, the things that I'd like to say to the world and to people near me, and not feel blocked, really. And tarot has helped me a lot in the sense of finding the right words to say to myself, since I don't hear them as often enough, I'd like, from others or from myself. And I think everyone goes through that, just feeling a little down, not knowing what words to tell yourself. But this is my way of just a little pick-me-up, if you will. Like I said, I like to draw, take photos, so I probably will blabber a bit about it throughout my journey and video making. I have another channel. It's called Little Leo Corner. It's all related to art. It's relatively the same age as this channel. It's new. I have an Instagram account under the same name. Leo Gallery is just the parent name that I've adopted, really, just to embrace both channels of photography and art. Bit more about that later. I don't want to bore you too much about it. If you're interested, go check it out. If not, that's fine. It is, like I said, really new. If you do want to see stuff that's a bit more old and dated that I've been going through, like I said, Instagram is the place that I started that journey, and my photography account is Leo's Dream. Again, I'll put that in the description if you're interested. That's just me putting it out there because I just want to know what people think about it. If anyone's interested in the same stuff that I've been making or the things that I've been seeing, I just want to know. I can't be the only one. But that's that. Back to this particular video. It is a little tarot exercise that I wanted to do myself. I had the opportunity and the pleasure of buying myself a tarot deck because I'm fortunate enough to buy it myself, and wanted to use this exercise just to see my connection with the spirit. And it's just a 4-card exercise, and there'll be 4 questions, and I have other decks I'll introduce you to that are equally beautiful, and see how it goes. So getting right to it, this is the original Rider Waite tarot deck. Very simple. It's got a nice little instruction book within. I think they've include a separate one, but this is very short forms. I tend to Google a lot, so. But this is the deck. Really nice blue. I really like it. Always see it when other people in the tarot community. Oh, already. when I watch other tarot readers do their videos, I'm just a little clumsy, still learning how to shuffle. Very glossy, I'll tell you that, so it probably helps. And see how it goes. Right, the exercise itself is connecting with the spirit guide. The 4 questions I'll be asking is, the first one, a card to represent them. The second will be, how are they here to assist me? And what do they want me to know right now? And how can I connect with them more? Hopefully I will be able to hear some messages today. That's a lot. And see how it goes. Bear with me, really, because it's my first time doing a voiceover, like I said, videoing myself, so it's a little nerve-wracking for me. And don't judge me on my shuffling skills. I am working on that. But I hope this reaches to people that are in the same position as me, really, just in an awkward stage where they are leaving their old habits behind and trying to embrace new ones. Oh, dropped one. Trying to embrace new ones and just learning how to change as a person for the better. Just, they've been through a lot, like anyone would. That's part of life. You go up and down in things. It's just the way it is. It's not, we're not in heaven. So you have to go through the good and bad things, whether you like it or not. And I've been in a shell where, you know, when bad things happen, like anyone, just go within and just start soul searching. And I'm wanting to change a little bit of that soul searching method, rather than going recluse and hermit mode like you would, trying to find yourself, protect yourself. You want to embrace a bit more of a loving energy, the one that connects with the world and not just yourself. Since I've been trying to connect with myself more, I kind of disconnected with the world outside, and I'd like to embrace a little bit more of a connection with the world, hence this social media, the posting, the talking to friends a bit more, even just saying hello to strangers and saying how are they. Right, I think I shuffled enough, but yeah, that's just something I'm trying to get out of, being more confident in my voice. And I'm hoping this channel, this videos and all the abnormal things that I don't do on a regular basis would help me break out the shell a bit more, talk a bit more. This is not scripted. I haven't made any notes. This is purely just me, dropped it, trying to figure out me really and the world around me. And this is, I think, the card that represents them. Seems a little grim. And how they're able to assist me, I think it will be the next one. But yeah, I'm not sure if I am a spiritual person. I like to think I'm trying to be a better person. I have my flaws. I have my icks that probably irritate someone. But I'd like to learn a bit more my strength, you know? When you're learning and you're surrounded by people that are always on a big fight, you kind of forget what your strengths are. So I want to be able to find them again. Hope this makes sense. It's just me ranting, really. But let's find this third card, shall we? It's about what they can do, or what they want me to know right now. It's a star. It's a very nice card. I'm not sure if I get told off for that. I keep hearing about whatever, nudity being the problem. Let's put us just in case. It's a bit weird, but just in case. Don't want your first video to get cancelled the first time round, will you? Right, and that's it. And that's the back of the card. I'm not sure what that means yet. Right, I'm going to be using the instructions. I have got the first card that represents them. I think it is the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 of swords. Forgot my Roman for a second. 5 of swords. And the star, temperance for the connectivity and how I can do more. And the hierophant on the back of the deck. Starting with the notebook, I'm just going to figure out what they mean in terms of cards, and then I'll just try and feel the energy, the energy that I'm trying to get from them. Again, this is the learning curve for me. Bear with me. This probably doesn't make any sense at the moment. So here you go. I've been looking around everywhere. The 9 of Swords is a priest generally. A card of bad omen, predicting death, failures and miscarriage, delay, deceptions and disappointment and despair. That's supposed to represent them. Going through a lot, I see. The 5th of Swords, 5 of Swords, is the degradation, destructions, reversal, infamy and dishonor, loss, and an attack on the fortune of the quarrant. And that's supposed to be how they assist me. What they want me to know right now is the star. Right, let's see. The star is loss, theft, privatization, abandonment. Another reading says hope and bright prospects. I like the reading of hope and bright prospects. I think the first 2 cards about what they represent and how they all assist me is a bit grim. Since the 5th is about loss. Just bear with. And then what do they want me to know right now was the star, and how can I connect with them more was the temperance. Economy, moderations, frugality, management, accommodations. And at the back of the deck was the hierophant. I'm not sure what does the back of the deck imply mean, but I've always felt like I wanted to peek through at the back. What is like a hidden message, if you will. It's marriage alliances, captivity, servitude by another account, mercy, goodness, and inspiration. That's a very nice card. In addressing the first two cards on how they represent themselves and what they can assist me with, they go through a lot. It just seems like they're covering themselves in shame, and it seems really lonely. I kind of like internalizing your own little bubble, if you will. It's true, because when you are going internally in hermit mode, you would be finding faults in yourself a bit more than general. The idea of failure, you know, the idea of just being alone and only seeing the bad in things. I feel blocked. You know when you've been chatting so much and suddenly you just feel blank? Feels like that. Bleak, dark, and just alone. And especially with the eyes covered, you don't see the truth in front of you. Sleeping alone, dreaming alone, everything just seems somber and dark. I think that's what it's been like for a long time. And I always think decks are a reflection of yourself, and that's probably what it's been like for a long time, just bleak. Nothing was going your way. You felt like, the plans that you had weren't planning. You were just at a loss of words and loss of time, really. And the fifth card was what they can assist me on. It was the idea of being attacked on your fortune, a sense of loss. And when you think about what they can assist me, is when just being a friend, feeling like maybe they're able to guide me towards a better future, saying nice words, telling me the right stuff that I need to hear, good or bad. Sometimes reality checks are needed. It's just picking up the pieces that you've left behind. See how in this card, he's looking ahead, I think. Even though you've lost a lot, like especially in the person in the background, he just seems like you've just given up and people are walking away. I think the universe above and the soul within me just don't want to give up. You still want to pick up all the pieces that you've left behind. You're not sure what others think, what they'll do next, but you'll look back for sure. But regardless, you'll pick up the pieces and move on to the next one. With changing winds, it seems like, there's a changing current. You can feel the change within yourself. I mean, look at the vast difference between the two. When you have so much problems, issues, thoughts stacked up one another, it kind of overwhelms you. Like a heavy burden. Even in your sleep, you still stay awake. Case of insomnia, maybe, which I have several times in odd occasions, especially when I don't need them. But I don't think this is a bad card. It doesn't feel like it. He seems smiling. Even though he's lost some things in life, maybe talents, gifts, friends, the career path you wanted. He's still holding on to the ones that you need, that will help me in the future. Me in the future. Just looking forward to the wind of change. And I think this deck will be helping me in terms of finding my voice, especially since I'm using this YouTube channel just for that, a wind of change. Because I, as a person, we all go through it. Just, you know, when you're a kid, you're just really chatty, or you might be a quiet kid. It's natural. Everyone has their own disposition. It's just me. I was a loudmouth. I didn't know when to shut up sometimes, and as a kid you were so loud and about, you thought you'll stay that way as you grow older, but environments change, you meet new people, you go through several things in life, and naturally you kind of go within yourself in a bit. You chip away a bit of the confidence. Sometimes the voice clogs up. It's not a bad thing. It's how you come out of it, how you fight back, you know? It's just, everything is up to you. The ball is always in your court. Is that how you say it? Everything's in your hands. It's never been in others. You just decided to give it to others during those times, but now is the time to just take it back, and I think I'm in that stage. It's lessons, journeys, whatnots. I hope that makes sense. It's just me being a bit more muddled. I haven't found the right words in life yet, and I'm learning to just express as it is, rather than just, I don't like script. I've tried script. I did a speech once and I thought I was just collapsing with it. It was a special day and I wanted to keep it special. It was my friend's wedding. She was beautiful, and she still is a beautiful bride, and I wanted to give her a speech. I thought it'd be polite, and it would make sense for me to just write a speech, you know, follow the script, don't go off course. I mean, she's my best friend, and I wanted to say the right words, especially when you're with family and friends and want to keep it PG. And I thought writing a script would be helpful. Even though I was so nervous, I think my anxiety was spiked up a little since I didn't know everyone there, but the energy, the love and the music was so intense and beautiful. It kind of overwhelmed me a little, in a good way. Obviously, I was having a time of my life. It was a beautiful wedding. She was gorgeous, and I did my speech using the words that I wrote out, and yes, it was okay, but it didn't feel right to me, you know? It didn't feel like it was coming from the heart, really, truly. And because we were in a different country, majority of the people there did not speak English. There was a translator, and most of the time I had to look at him while he was trying to translate my words, rather than the bride, and I didn't really like that. I don't like that my speech was addressed to him, when in reality I want it to be for her, you know? It's her speech. The words of love that I wanted to share to her was for her, not for him. No disrespect for the translator, he did a great job, but, you know, I just didn't like the dynamic that was going on. And I did do a redo. I threw away that sheet of paper to my other best friend and told her, you know, you keep it, I don't want it. And I just faced her and told her all the love and all the abundance that she deserves that day. And I still believe that I could have done it better, but it felt right. But it's those little things, you know, just you find things about yourself that you want to improve, you want to include more in your life. And for me, adding more vocal say, expressing more, just being a bit more wild rather than being tamed. I've tried to be tamed. I tried to understand the dynamic in society, try to be polite in society. I wanted to be the good daughter, the good friend, the good employee, sorry. And it just didn't feel right. I don't want to be just the good person. We're never good. We have a bit of both. There's no point lying about it. We have a bit of good, we have a bit of bad. We can't just say we're all saints, because let's be real, that's not the case. And I'm not going to pretend saying I'm a good person. That's just bullshit, really. It's coming out of the shell and being a bit more childlike. Remembering what you lost. Picking up the ones that you want. And for me, I want to pick up my voice again. Pick up that childlike mind. Explore the wild side within me. Yes, you have to do it in moderation. I'm not telling you to go nude in public. That's just ridiculous. It's just being a bit more adventurous within yourself rather than looking for approval from others. You know, in society you have to look and dress a certain way. You have to be a behavioural sense, and just, it seems restricting. Yes, you have to have some kind of guidelines and rules for them within yourself, but that's like your morals and your values. As long as they are clear and clean and you're okay with it, then that's what's the problem. Obviously, at work you can't be talking crap and disrespectful. That's just not a good way of being human. It's just, I want to include a bit more childlike mind. Be more curious, you know? Stepping into uncomfortable situations like, I don't know, trying bungee jumping, jumping off a helicopter. They are extreme examples, but it's just an example of things that you'd like to incorporate yourself, like maybe going on traveling alone, or take yourself on a date. Things that you wouldn't normally think that you would do for yourself, and you normally did think, you know, going on a date, you would want a date. But why don't you take a date by yourself? Go reading in a library or a coffee shop, or, you know, try that pottery class that you wanted to always sign up to. That's just a note to myself, really. Yeah. I haven't. It's never too late. They always say everyone has their own little timeline, and you know, you're born at the same time, go to school at the same time, and then once you leave school, it's then that period where it's up to you. Do you want to go work? Do you just want to be idle, or, you know, go the extreme route and find something else that you've never done before or no one else has ever thought about? It's just those different branches that you explore, and it's just, it is me ranting a little and just telling myself as a side note, but I want to be able to like my voice a bit more. I don't speak a lot. I like to listen about other people's stories, their thoughts. It's nice to hear what they view the world as like, good or bad. Just listening in what someone's thought process is it's interesting. But because I find that interesting, I kind of forgot a bit about my own voice, and I kind of forgot what I sound like. Like, I don't do voice notes often. I'd like to, but I didn't feel confident enough to do them. And moving forward, I take a memo for myself to reply more with voice notes. Probably something I should adopt immediately, because, you know, when you're trying to practice things, you kind of want to incorporate them a bit more. And I think YouTube right now for me is a big part in stepping outside that comfort zone in a good way that will, you know, we're supposed to change for the better. become the version that you always dreamed about. Be the woman, the man, the someone that you'll be proud of. Not perfect. It's never such thing as perfect. That's an illusion, a deception. And that's real delulu. Not perfect. And that's fine. Because it's has its own beauty. And I think learning the flaws and the things that you feel like are not perfect can be someone else's perfect. So probably heard that from many people, and I'm going to just say that again, you know, remind you. Right, I think I went on a tangent. The third card I think I should move on to is, what do they want me to know right now? And we said it's the Star. I won't pick it up. I'll just bring it closer. And if I remember correctly, it had two meanings, but I prefer the hopeful one, where, here we are. It says hope, bright prospects, and the other one was loss, theft, privation, and abandonment. I think I said that right. But the Star I've never really thought of as abandoning, maybe because of the concept of taking it from one jar and throwing it down the river is a form of abandonment. But in reality, it's when the lake transforms into a river, it's never disconnected. It's always connected. Even though you abandon the name of lake and into a river, you are always water. You know? A bit odd. I don't know why I said that, but I never really thought the Star as a sad card. It's always, like the other description said, hopeful. Because the Star, you wish upon it. A star in our modern society is famous, fandoms, just being well known. And they want me to know right now that I have the potential, be more hopeful. And I'd like to think this first video is my first step forward to a better me. And I think it is, because 6 months ago I wouldn't even consider doing a voice edited video. I would have probably opted for more of a subtitle approach, or just voice alternating video where they do the funny business, not funny business, the funny voices that do voiceovers, just to keep it light and fun. But excuse me, it's just, this is the right direction, and I sense that it's always been a right direction. If it was a bad direction, I wouldn't be feeling great. I wouldn't feel, even though it feels a little awkward, a little discomfort, but it's a good kind, because you know you're breaking the old shell, you're breaking the old you, but not in a bad way. You're not hurting yourself. You are stepping forward into something better, and hopefully, and by stepping forward and being someone better, you invite even greater love and hope, and you would get a little more greedy and expect more goodness in your heart. I always thought my life would be mundane. My life will be in a little bubble, a box, where you're born, you go to school, you go to work, get married, some kids if you can, and then life goes on the normal, you know, wake up, work, sleep, that kind of situation. And then I have, and I'm sure you would have as well, just thinking about the insane version of that yourself, not the bad one, but what you could be other than the mundane version of yourself. I've been living a really mundane life. It's not bad, it's safe, keeps you hidden away from all the hurt. You'll get 1 or 2 hurts seeping through. That's natural. You go through them. No matter how tight-knit and closed off you are from the world, they will always seep through, because that's part of being human. But you always wonder, what if you took the bigger risk? What if you took the bigger step? Like, for example, when you go to the gym, will you be happy to just sweat a little and walk away? Or will you push yourself to the point where your muscles start shaking to the point so you don't recognize yourself anymore? Not to the point where you pass out, but the one that you feel like, you worked out really well. And that workout would be 1 step closer to the better version of you physically, And I feel like me right now doing this reading is forcing me to be more vocal, expressing the words that I always wanted to tell myself, and probably others that want to hear it too. And hence, when they say in YouTube, when other tarot readers do, doing this reading for a collective and the energy around you, they want to be more for people that are like-minded as the reader or the cards that are shown. For example, I don't know the algorithm of the universe and YouTube's, but you have a sense of understanding that whatever you say would reach the people that need to hear it or have some kind of same wavelength as you. And I'm hoping that this message is more of a reflection back to myself, since it is a reading to connect with the spirit. It doesn't matter what you believe, whether it's God, spirit, the universe, the source, or all the things that are here in readings. I think really what you need is the soul to be more in tune with the wavelength, and anything that's good and giving will come to you back. And in order to do that, you need to forgive yourself more, not just others. You need to forgive yourself for sometimes the choices that you've made. And I understand that some choices are irreversible. Some choices are so severe that you shouldn't have done them. There are people there. I'm not going to be blindsiding you and telling you that, some things can be forgiven and it doesn't matter, they will forgive you, whatever. There are some things that you shouldn't have done and that shouldn't have happened. It's part of life, sadly. We'll get to a different time on that. I'm very sensitive when it comes to hurting children and vulnerable people. It's wrong, and I don't like it. And I 100% will tell you every single time, I don't tolerate it, and I don't accept that behavior. So I always reject that notion, and I don't want to ever see that in my life, because I won't be a good person to you. I'm not going to pretend and just close my eyes on that situation. No, but that's for another day. It's what I'm trying to say is, if you're going through bad days, if you are only feeling sad and going through the motions of depressions and anger and just frustration, it's fine. We all go through that. I've been through that, and I'll tell you, it's dark, it's grim, and it's normal. Because only when you understand how dark it is, the light will feel so much more brighter, and you'll appreciate it so much more. The hope, the dreams will be just as strong, because you'll want them just more. So coming back to a star, in the darkest night on a countryside road, when you look up, they are so beautiful, so bright. You don't see that as often anymore because of the pollution and all that congestion just covering up all the beauty. But when you do have that chance, when you look up, don't you feel excited? Don't you feel in awe of what you see above? Sometimes you wonder what is out there, maybe aliens or anything, whatnot. But it's just, you start to dream more. You start to wonder more. Curiosity is key to everything in life. The good kind, the good curiosity. The one that you want to just explore more to better yourself. And that star quality within you is it has a potential, and you are capable. If you're able to dream it, that means it's within your right to catch it, you know? If you want that mundane life and you like that mundane life, it's beautiful, regardless of what anyone tells you, because you make it beautiful in your own timeline. But if you have in the back of your mind a little, I want to say itch, but not the really disgusting kind, the more like the one that irritates you a little, nitpicks in you, that tells you, you know, yeah, this is great, but why? Why this way when you can do so much more and you're capable of it? You know? Like, you can be a good friend, but why can't you be the bestest friend? What's stopping you? It's those little questions that you ask, you know. Are you okay in this timeline? Are you okay with just being you now? Or do you want to be the you where you're a star? In the material sense, the internal sense. It doesn't matter which version you want it. It is possible. It's up to you whether you want to catch it. And stars can be cool in your mind. Not the physical one. But yeah, I think that's what my spirit is trying to tell me. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try and be the wild star. I am not okay with being the mundane, and that's me. That's just my greedy self. And I'm okay with that. I don't care if people tell me I'm material, or I'm being unrealistic, or, you know, you're dreaming too big. So what if my standards are extremely high? So what if I have a version of myself that is not in existence now, but I am going to work towards it? And how slow or non-existent they look to others, that's others' perception of me and ideas of me, that they're just, you know, the fantasy of me. They don't know me, and the same way other people do not know you. They like to say, especially parents, they'll like to sell you, you know, oh, I know who you are. Yes, you probably know a version of me that I showed you, your child. You know, the version of me that is your offspring, the good the son that you know, the parent that you want to show, if that makes sense. It's just, no one ever understands themselves completely, and it's never true when someone tells you, you know, they can understand you completely, because people are always changing, whether they're like to admit it or not. In small fractions every day, something about them changes. And what I'm trying to achieve is trying to do bigger changes. And I hope they get bigger every time. And I hope that's the same for some of you as well, that probably watch this. It's a very long video. I've done 43:22 on the recorder. I don't know if anyone will actually listen to this. Moving on to the final card, and then we'll get to the back of the deck, and I'm trying to wrap this up within an hour or so. But I want to keep it raw in terms of unedited. Just keep it fresh. Just see how it goes, if anyone actually resonates with it. And hopefully this recording device actually catches anything that I say. We'll have to play it back later. How can I connect with them more is the final card on this reading. And temperance is the economy moderation, frugality, management, and accommodation. So how can I connect with them more? Since I am a little greedy in terms of some aspects of my life, greedy in not the sense where I want to take things from others, more greedy in the sense that I want more for myself, materialistically, spiritually, mentally, physically. You know, I'm going to the gym, I'm paying to go to the gym, and to me that is a big, it's not cheap. Let's be real, gym is not cheap. And by paying that, it's forcing me to go to the gym. It's forcing me to work out on my physical self. And in a sense, it's kind of a discipline that I've set myself, that if I spent money on it, best believe you need to do the most of it while you can. Obviously, you can't go to the gym when you're feeling sick. You can't go to the gym when you're just not mentally there sometimes. But even when you're mentally not there, going on a treadmill and walking, just 10 times more better for you than you can imagine. And just setting yourself goals is good. But temperance is, like you said, it's just more of a peaceful mindset for me. And understanding your surroundings a bit more, stepping and connecting with nature a bit more, not just the material sense, and you know, having more tech in your hands, and you know, buying all the jewelry that you wanted, and or trying all the dresses that you want. It's great, but you need to want more in other senses. That's how I feel when I look at this card. It's sharing that abundance to the ones that deserve it. I believe that because I have gone through, and sometimes still go through, connections where the abundance is so overflowed to the other person, I sometimes feel drained and revert back to my old mentality, which is a hermit mode, and just going within, silent, radio silent, and it's not good. But that's just my surroundings, and that's something I need to work on for myself. But being more connected with water is something that I've heard of more often in my time, and I'm hoping someone probably needs to hear that as well. Connecting with nature, stepping into the grass, going on a walk, seeing the sunset a bit more, just being greedy in other senses, not just a materialistic kind. Because yes, the world is a harsh place. Yes, everything's expensive. Yes, we want more, better job, better pay, better things for yourself and your family. But you want a better environment. And in order to do that, you need to step into the water a bit more. You need to go on that walk a bit more. You know, not always having your headphones on. I have that problem walking with headphones. It does set the mood. It does give you the tempo that you need in when you're walking. But listening to the birds chirping and the wind howling is not a bad tune, you know? And that kind of illuminates your mind a bit more. Opens up the third eye. And funny how it's 2 cups. And in tarot, 2 cups means 2 special souls. And I hope and pray always that I'll always find my special someone. The one that I connect with in the soul sense. Obviously, when you look at them in the eyes, you want to be able to fall in love with them for the first time. I believe that's true. Like I said, I'm a bit delusional in that sense. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you'll probably hear that a bit more as you follow me on this journey. I'm a bit of a romantic, over delusional romantic, and I don't really care if my standards are too high. And I believe in, you know, love at first sight. I fall in love quickly. but I want it deeply, with someone true, and someone with a soul. And because of that, wanting someone has led me to poor choices. And, well, I wouldn't say poor choices, it's just they weren't the one. They weren't the one I connected with in the intellectual, mental state. It was just me wanting to be with someone since I was alone. Lonely. But I think everyone goes through that. It's normal. You have a crush on someone that's probably way above your pay grade. And you think, you can have a life with them, but that's not the case. That's just me ranting. Love is a very twisted subject. Not in the bad sense, just the kind that gives you a lot to think about. You do need to think about a lot when it comes to love. You can't go in there blindly. And I'm learning to pull back the energy a bit more, instead of pouring myself out onto another person and hoping they are my soulmate, or was it twin flame, whatever they are, the special someone, and thinking they are the person of my dreams. I want to love the me more. I'm gonna put this away. That's that. I hope that resonates with someone, and you're going through a journey where self-love is what you're embracing a bit more, and will continue to embrace more even after your special someone does come along. And it's beautiful how the death card is here, because the death card is always about removing the old self and putting a new one in place of it. It's not a bad card. When I was listening to my readings on YouTube by others, death will always follow, and not in the bad personal sense. It's more of a spiritual sense, where you kill the bad habit, you kill the old you, and start with a fresh one. And I don't mind breaking myself down in order to get myself better. I think I've learned to depreciate it more. And yeah. But coming back to the hierophant, it's a marriage alliance, and I'm hoping, and since I saw the 2 cups, even though it's not the 2 of cups or the Lovers card, it is, for me, that's what it feels like. Instead of just, focusing too much on I want a better job, I want a better money, I want to be able to do this, that, and the other. Just going on travels, doing the solo dates, romanticizing your life a bit more. If I don't want the Monday life, I need to be able to feel like my life is a bit of a movie. No matter how strange that sounds to others, it doesn't matter. It's your life. Do what you want. And I love the idea of having someone special in my heart and them being with me beyond death. Because I only believe in marriage once. I don't do divorce. I don't do second marriages. I don't like the idea of being someone's second choice, or my person having a second choice. I'm greedy like that, selfish if you will, but that's me, and that doesn't matter. That's just what I believe in. And the Hierophant is a card that represents marriage alliances, embraces the account of mercy and goodness, inspiration. The card of God, if you will, where people pray for goodness and better life. And you are blessed if you truly believe it. and I want to be more connected with God. I've always grew up with God in my household. I am a Hindu. Excuse me. And my mother is very strong in terms of religion. And I don't know, since young, I have done, prayers when you're told, going to the temple when you're told, but it's just that probably the idea I need to embrace a bit more is going to the temple and doing the prayers on my own, feeling the energy a bit more on my own, rather than just taking instructions, if you will. So I'm more connected to the God above because I want God in my life more, rather than being told, you need God in your life. There's a difference. I'm not sure if you feel that sense, but there is a difference. And kind of having more self-awareness in that sense. You do need something to believe in. If it's not God, be it yourself or someone, some identity that will represent your belief system. Be it a stone, be it a tarot card, spirit above, or the universe within, like ourselves. And just having a belief system is more important for you, not just the approval of others saying, yes, she's a religious person, that is a good practice. Sure, but she needs to be able to practice that for herself, not because other people approve that she's doing a good practice. Does that make sense? And I hope this less than 1 hour video interests you, because I think I've learned a bit more about myself in this reading, and I hope that this card exercise was someone's message too. And I'm hoping to do more of it. I've only used 1 card deck, and I was hoping to use the others, but since I was talking a bit too much, I didn't realise that. I will try to shorten my videos, probably set a timer for myself, and then if it gets cut, then it gets cut. I won't even do a end credit, but yeah, that's just me. I think this is the idea that I want to embrace a bit more, just more free-flowing, less scripted. I will try to incorporate at least an introduction and an ending, so that way it's coming to an end. God. But yeah. But I won't lie to you, I haven't even introduced myself. 1 hour of ranting and I haven't even told myself who I am. Well, this is it. My name is Mira. I'm a Leo, if you haven't figured that bit out. I won't bore you with the date of birth and where I am or whatever not. The internet and probably the database of the world probably has whatever nonsense about me anyways. I'm not going to bore you with that. But my name is Mira. It is nice to meet you. And I hope this video interests you or resonates or have some type of small message in here that probably helped you a bit more, like it did me. It is a little ranting and blabber or just nonsense talk. Probably it doesn't resonate at all, but that's just that. It's just some people like it, some people don't, and I don't mind that. I just need to share it for myself and for others that probably might want it. And this channel is the Leo's Gallery. Like I said, is a parent account that I will introduce more of my others that I have opened up to social media. The first one being the Little Leo's Corner art account in YouTube and Instagram. I do have it on Facebook, so do check it out. I don't have any followers there, and it is new, and I'm just posting it for myself, but I'm hoping some people probably find it interesting. I just do whatever I feel like doing. So if you have any suggestions or anything that you want me to draw or showcase, please let me know. I'll be happy to research and do my commission for you online. And I have a photography account solely in Instagram. I will share more of my travel vlogs or anything that's photography related here on this channel. I don't want to bombard you with multiple channels. I think I just want to keep this one for tarot reading, just personal vlogs, travel vlogs, anything that I feel like vlog. And the other one will be the Little Leo corner, which will be solely art related. Yes, I will do some promotion and showcasing here in hopes that you do go check it out in my other one. And like, for example, I did well, currently still ongoing, but I did like shorts and little videos and posts regarding a scrapbook that I made. Just a little something for myself, and maybe someone out there probably enjoys digital scrapbooking. It's just a bunch of my old drawings, sketches, digital ones that I've made recently, and just put them and compile them together in a little scrapbook kind of style. And I hope you find it interesting. If you don't, let me know what you don't like, and I can learn a bit more about it, because this is, like I said, my first time doing social media and uploading and stuff, but just want to be more present in the universe, and tech and social media is the way forward at the moment. It's great in connecting wide range of people, especially with people around the world. It's a little sad because that's the only way we connect nowadays. I do miss the idea of writing letters to loved ones and sending on postcards and stuff, but that's just me being a old-timer. Yeah, that's me, and I think we've reached the 1 hour marker. That is not my intention, I'm so sorry, but that is my reading, and this is me. Oh, and I do introduce myself as Mr. Monster G. It just has, the story behind it is basically my initials MMG, and I want to do a play around. I was originally going to do Madam Monster G, but I thought, why not make it Mr, because it seems more badass and serious. I mean, don't get me wrong, Madam is great. It's just, for me, I just a ball of nonsense, and I like to be stupid sometimes, and it makes sense for me. So do check it out. If I do introduce myself as MMG or Mr. Monster G, that is me. No, I'm not a what's the word, gay or anything like that. I am a straight woman, if that's what you're curious or what you want to know about me. It's just a play in words, nothing serious, just keeping it lighthearted, nothing political, social, conversational, worthy kind of situation. I don't want to put that out there. You can be whatever, whoever, and however you want to be. Putting it bluntly, I don't care. Not in a bad sense, it's just you can be you and I'll accept it. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, so if I say anything that's incorrect, please correct me. Like I said, this is pure raw footage, unedited. It won't be cropped out or anything like that. Anything that do get cropped out is probably because there's like music in the background, or someone in my house or anywhere in my working station will be interrupting me. But that's it. It's, I want to keep it politically free. If it does come into political conversations or opinionated conversations, please be kind. Just inform me of the facts that you know, and I would try to learn it more, because I'm not the know-how. I don't know everything, and I'm not going to pretend that I know everything. So I am interested in learning things from you the same way you probably learn things from me. It's just a two-way street in terms of learning. So I appreciate it. I like good positive energy, like everyone wants it. We don't want the bad. If it does come along, thank you for sharing your opinions. I won't take it to heart. Don't really care about nasty comments, because that's nasty comments. What more do you want me to say? But yeah, that's me. Thank you. Have a good day, good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.